Seema Saida is the Advocacy and Communications Director of the Joint Council for the Welfare of Immigrants. Seema, thank you for joining us. Whatever the politics here, we are seeing a situation where immigration is becoming a very sensitive national issue. Some people calling it a national security crisis. How would you encapsulate what's happening here in the UK for people outside the country?
What's happening here is the result of a global attempt, because it is being fanned. The flames are being fanned by people like Elon Musk to stir up hatred towards black and brown people, towards migrants, towards Muslims, to blame all of society's problems on people who have nothing to do with the cause of it. We have a society where there is an economic crisis, there's a cost of living crisis, and people are really unhappy. Things are very febrile, and part of that is to do with the economic system that we're in. And some of these billionaires causing that problem are now funding the platforms like Twitter, pushing the algorithms that push people towards violence. And what we need as a community, as people who care about our neighbours, our friends, our colleagues, no matter the colour of their skin, is to come out and defend our communities from this violence. And if you know someone who's racist or someone who's interested in committing this kind of violence, it's time to have those conversations and bring people back and bring people together. Now, politicians in the UK have been part of fanning the flames of this violence. Governments have been part of fanning the flames. So have sometimes police forces themselves in the way that they communicate and in the way that they act. And what we actually now need to see is people saying, politicians, governments, everybody saying that racism is never acceptable, and to tackle that head on and to stop blaming migrants and people of colour for the problems that we're all facing together in society.
How do you convince hard-minded people like the ones we're watching currently protesting in Belfast when they see undeniably horrific incidents like the one in Belfast earlier this week, like the one in Southampton recently as well, and as you say, fanned by social media because these videos are going viral, and there are politicians who are using these as examples for an underlying national problem?
Well, firstly, there is never any justification for this kind of violence, for firebombing someone's house or someone's car, for attacking people just because of the color of their skin. It doesn't matter who committed a single crime. You cannot blame an entire community for the acts of an individual. And the fact of the matter is that violent crimes do happen all the time. The vast majority of them in the UK are actually committed by white people. And of course, sometimes they are committed by people who aren't white, because people who aren't white also exist in our communities. That does not mean that an entire race or all migrants should be seen as criminals who are deserving of attack. And I think that's a very basic thing to say. At the same time, I think violent crime is something that we also need to deal with by understanding the causes of it. What is pushing people, whether they're white or black or brown, to commit violent crime? It's often mainly men who commit these crimes. So we need to think about male violence as a societal issue, right? And people often talk about sexual crimes against women. Well, we've seen with the Epstein scandal that these kind of crimes can go to the highest levels of society. So it's not one particular group that we should be blaming. It's something that's a problem across our society, whether you're white or black. And that's what we need to deal with by actually tackling the root causes of crime. It's never justified to go and attack somebody's home, to riot in the streets and attack immigrants. That's never justified.
Seema, thank you very much. Yeah, our thoughts with innocent bystanders if they get caught up with events tonight, but we'll keep everyone across what's happening in Belfast. Thank you.